He did what his mama said. That's one thing to know. All of that in glory, you know what I mean? Here to save the world. Mama said, do this, you're going to do it. I'm trying to tell you that mothers are anointed to make things inconvenient for you. But even in their inconveniencing of you is going to pull purpose out of you. Because this ended up being a landmark moment in the life of Christ. What ends up happening? It says, and he said unto them, draw out now and bear unto the governor of the feast, and they buried. Now, I want y'all to see. Earlier I told y'all we're going to find out who was at this wedding. See, I told you, if you have a wedding around the wine, you're going to be embarrassed regardless. But what the mother might have known is a deeper situation. This is no ordinary wedding. There's going to be significant people there. Watch this. Go to this point right here. Point number 3. A mother's faith will push you into new areas. And a mother's faith is contagious enough to make others believe in you the same way she believes in you. When Jesus shows up, he got his disciples. Nobody else there knows who he is. And the mother is so convinced and persuaded that he's the anointed one. Of course she knows who he is because Gabriel told her. She tells the other people, do what he tells you to do. She already knew miracles was in his hand. She was convinced God about to do something awesome. Goes up and tells them, and the people begin to do exactly what Jesus said after the mother told them to obey them. What I'm saying to you is, mothers their faith is so contagious, they can make people who don't even know you believe in you. I'll give you a case in point. I got a friend that I had not seen in forever, whose son plays football. It wasn't even her who told me, but it was a friend of a friend said, look, he's trying to go hard with football, he's trying to do something with his life, and he's been playing hard. Like, I ain't seen a game all year. I was invited to the very last home game of the year. But after listening to the mom, I'm like, okay, we got the next super duper NFL player. I bought a jersey, wore it, and everything. I'm just trying to get you to understand that mother's faith convinces people who may have never even connected or known the child of that mother. There are a lot of stories of a mom. Let me tell you something. There's some folks here at UNCC whose grades wasn't the best. And we just keep it 100. But after that, the registrar office had to deal with mama, guess who got enrolled and got financial aid? Y'all hear what I'm saying? See, some of the stuff I'm talking about, you've seen, you just didn't understand it from a kingdom perspective. That mothers push agendas. They move agendas. And the thing about a mom, failure ain't even an option. Like, I'm going to tell you, I've seen women who I was scared for them to become mothers. Because they just didn't seem to have the so-called makeup of it. But upon pregnancy, upon having that child, they stepped into a whole new arena of, I got to take care of business. I'm talking about women who ain't never balanced a check, but they can't balance $5. They ain't organized. They get up when they want. They sleep forever. I done seen women who just, I be like, oh my God, I don't know how to help them. But upon looking upon that child and the responsibility laid upon them, they rise to the occasion. I'm telling you that motherhood gives us a sign of what tenacity really means, what consistency really means. And let me be clear about this, and I started this off in the beginning. I'm talking about motherhood. That means I'm talking deeper than biological mothers. Because I know some people who've been mothering folks, and they didn't give birth to them. Can I get an amen for that? Amen. I know some folks that, hey, they know how to take care of folks and mother on some folks. First of all, I saw my mom mother on some folks, like I told you. And she didn't give birth to them. And so I'm telling you that this is about not only appreciating your biological mother, but you appreciating the people who've been like mothers for you. I worked at some jobs where it was a job mother at the job. Been working there for 20 some odd years. know all the ins and outs. And she, baby, come talk to me. Come, baby. Come on, talk to me. Times I used to work for Wells Fargo. Let me tell you, that corporate world will make you mad. I can't they just disrespect you. Especially you work for customer service. They treat call centers like slavery. And I remember I came in a couple of times about the blank, and they say, baby, you got bills to pay? I'm like, yes. They say, okay, let's calm on down. So I'm telling you, sometimes you got to appreciate, I ain't just my biological mother. What I say, a mother knows how to care and show affection. Some of us have had some people that kind of have to give us some wisdom at points in times in our lives to give us some direction. Go to the next, watch this. Now check this out. Jesus turns the water to wine, the whole nine. It says, when the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and saith unto him, watch this, every man at the beginning doeth set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then that which is worse. But thou hast kept the good wine until now. This beginning of miracles did Jesus in Cana of Galilee and manifested forth his glory, and his disciples believed on him. I want y'all to understand what's happening. This is something I've not heard many people talk about. The governor is at this feast. He's a very strong and influential political figure in the city. This wedding had to be of some level of importance for him to even be present. You see the part where it says in the beginning, it says that the ruler of the feast tasted the wine, he knew not whence it was. It means that he didn't know where it came from. But in parentheses, it says, but the servants which drew the water knew. What they're saying is, he didn't know that they actually had ran out of wine. And Jesus did a miracle for them to even be drinking anything. But the servants knew. That means seeds have been planted for people to begin to follow Jesus Christ. Are y'all seeing? Seeds are being planted to begin the ministry of Jesus Christ. Our mothers, sometimes intentional and sometimes unintentional, can help. They make decisions and push you to do things you don't want to do, but somehow, some way, what they are demanding of you is actually going to build more support for you, but you can't see it right now. That is the whole reason why they're pushing you. And what happens is, the man says that most people give good wine first and the horrible wine at the end, because folks is, they done drunk a whole lot, so they can't tell the quality of what they had. But he says, no, you did something different. You saved the best for last. That means now he has made an impression. If y'all know anything about social, political dynamics, when you make an impression upon people in decision-making powers, you now have made a very valuable connection that may be advantageous for you later on. Are y'all follow what I'm saying? Remember I told you, to give you an example of what I mean about gifting. Remember I told you many years ago I was doing a play. And I don't know if you know this, but when you want to advertise on a New York radio station, they want your whole year's paycheck to pay for that advertisement. I'm talking about for a 2-second blurb. Going to cost you thousands of dollars. We up in the meeting trying to negotiate what can be done, but I discern that something's going on with this man. This man begins sharing with me. He says, listen, I'm at my last day of work, man. I don't even know why I'm telling you this, but I just feel like I can share this with you. This is my actual last day at this job. They're letting me go. And I'm feeling some kind of way. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got children to feed and this, that, and the third. And, and part of me was like, yo, just make this last day work because, I want a good deal.
Right.
We don't want to tell the truth in the kingdom. Yeah. Not every time spiritual responsibility shows up do you want to do the right thing.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, but then, of course, the Holy Ghost always comes in, right? And the Spirit of God was like, no, you need to minister this way. I ended up starting ministering to him. Just forgot all about it. And it was a little hard to let go. The money I was trying to raise. And I said, I'm going to let that go. And just really went in, prayed for him, ministered to him. It's a grown man. And you can tell he's not a man who lets people know he's in a tough spot. How come they end up charging us $0 for advertising? $0. because I made a connection with a person who was in this. What happened was, when I prayed for him, the bosses of them, who I guess was feeling some kind of way about letting him go, was like, man, for somebody to come in ready to spend money, that even would be care about somebody, an employee here, that's a different kind of situation. So they made a choice they never would make and allowed us to advertise free. What I'm trying to say to you is, a lot of times, mothers help us do stuff that we don't want to do. But because of a positioning of moms in our life, the fact that God has strategically, even the mothers you don't have the best relationships with, they still have a position of purpose connected to your life to push you to be what you're called to be. His miracle kicks, this becomes the beginning of his miracles. It says, and manifest forth his glory, and his disciples believed on him. That means even the folks who rolled to the party with him, their commitment was solidified off of Jesus honoring his mother's request. So the next time your mom or any of the mothers in your life challenge you to do something you don't feel like doing, think twice about what you might be missing out on. My last point. Mothers are anointed to impact social and political arenas simply because they have been given spiritual influence in worldly affairs. What I'm trying to tell you is that our mom's direction will impact parts of your life that your mom has nothing to do with. But I guarantee you, because of who she is, God has gifted her to give you some direction that you're going to need further down the line. Some of us, man, when you think about, I'm going to tell you, my mom was a big stickler for us. When we got up in the morning, you had to make your bed before you came out the room. And when we came home from church, oh, listen, you better hang them clothes up. All that throwing stuff, no. And guess what? You got to iron your clothes before the week gets started. You see, this back in the day, this is a different era. Their pants had to be creased. No two lines. The swirling. No, one line down the middle. Hated it. Well, guess what? My brother goes into the Air Force, which I wouldn't have done. I couldn't do. Sorry, I know everybody who's in the military, God bless you. It's not for me. Do what? Nope. Anyway, he goes in the military. How come my brother moved up rank faster? Because of his ability to follow orders and his neatness. When they would come check the barracks, my brother's stuff was spot on. Because of what? Because mama came through and did inspections in our bedroom. Like, for real. I'm talking about I was 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? You think you have a license to be neat, to not be neat. No. Oh, your bed ain't neat. What? No baby talk. And because of that regiment, my brother, well, all the other men and all the other soldiers, this is the first time somebody telling them what to do. It's their first time having any order in their life. My brother getting up at the crack of dawn, because first of all, my dad used to get up at 3-something in the morning to go drive the bus. And if you wanted the bus, if you wanted to use daddy's car, guess what you had to do? Take daddy to work. And so I'm going to tell you, you wanted that car bad. So by the time my brother got in the Air Force, he was used to getting up way before the sun got up. And he was used to already being extremely neat in his room. So they came through and they were just raving on him. Now, you know, he became hated, of course, by the other soldiers. Because his joint was, it would be spanking clean for the other soldiers even got up. So a lot of hardship, a lot of people went through boot camp and stuff. He skipped over that because of the excellence that his mother demanded of him. And y'all understand what I'm saying? I don't know what your relationships are with your mother or the mothers in your life. I don't know how they push you or demand you. But I'm challenging you to put on your kingdom hat and say, how are the challenges I'm having with my mom pushing me to be more excellent at the purpose God has given in my life? Amen?
Amen.
Let's everybody stand to their feet.